Good day, young people. This is Mr. Fogo, and today we are looking at investing in stocks. That's right. Our learning intention, we are learning to identify ways to invest our money. The success criteria, I can define the terms stocks, stock appreciation, dividends, going public, and investor. I can also identify a stock symbol or a ticker. I can create a portfolio in Yahoo Finance. The vocabulary: stocks, partial ownership of a company, a piece or share of a company; stock appreciation and dividends, two ways to make money by investing in stocks; dividends, it's the payment issued by companies to stockholders; going public, when a company issues stocks; and investors, someone who has an extra bit of cash who is looking for better return on their money. As we do this, we are going to watch the video Investing Basics. And as you do that, I want you to take notes.
Learning about investing is a lot like learning to ride a bike. At first, it may look intimidating or complicated. Dangers seem to be everywhere. That's why it's important to learn the basics and ways you can help minimize risk and protect yourself. After a good amount of practice and learning, you can take the training wheels off and really start riding. Along the way, the roads may change. There'll be good days and bad days. And while learning to ride doesn't guarantee you a spot in the Tour de France, riding a bike could get you where you want to go a little faster. Let's start with the basics and look at one of the most common investments: stocks. A stock represents partial ownership of a company. When you purchase a stock, you're buying a piece or a share of a company. By owning a share, you own a small fraction of the company's assets and have a claim on its future earnings. There are two ways you can make money by investing in stock. The first is through stock appreciation, when a stock you own goes up in value. If an investor bought the stock at one price and the price went up, the investor could then make money by selling the stock to another investor at the higher price. The second way is through a dividend. This is a periodic payment issued by some stocks. A dividend is a way for a company to give a portion of its earnings to shareholders. Here's an example of how stocks work. Suppose there's a company called Bull Flag Cycling. This company makes bikes, really good bikes. The bikes are so good, in fact, the company wants to expand, so it can sell more bikes to people all around the world. To do this, the company needs to raise money, also known as capital. There are a few ways this company could do this. It could take out a loan, but that would mean taking on a significant amount of debt. Or it could issue shares of stock. By issuing stock, which is called going public, the company can raise money without going into debt. Instead, it sells shares of ownership and a claim on future earnings to investors. So let's meet a typical investor. Our investor is someone who has a little extra cash. He's looking for an investment that has the potential to offer better returns than a savings account, and he is willing to accept the higher risks of investing in a stock. He thinks Bull Flag Cycling is a promising company that's likely to grow. Because of this, he thinks buying a share would be a good investment. So how much does a share cost? Suppose the company decides to raise $1 million, and it decides to issue 1,000 shares of stock. Because each share represents a fraction of the company's worth, and there are 1,000 shares, each share represents 1/1000th of Bull Flag Cycling. Because the company is raising $1 million at the initial public offering, or IPO, each share would be initially valued at $1,000. Let's suppose the price doesn't change after the IPO, so our investor purchases a single share on the open market through his online stockbroker for $1,000. Now, let's see what could happen to his investment. If the company does well and profits increase, the value of the company is likely to go up. As a result, the stock price may increase as well. Assuming the price of the stock goes up, our investor could now turn a profit by selling his shares to another investor in the stock market. However, if the company's ventures don't go as planned, its value could decrease, and so could the stock price. If this happens, our investor could lose money if he decides to sell at the current price. When it comes to investing in the stock market, the basic goal is to buy when prices are low and sell when prices are high. But stocks in the stock market don't always go up. Sometimes they stay the same, and sometimes they go down. And sometimes prices change quickly. Because of this, stocks are considered riskier than other historically safer investments such as bonds or CDs. However, investors keep coming back to the stock market. Why? Because with this increased risk comes the potential for greater returns. Savvy investors take precautions to try to minimize risk, like creating an investing plan, adding diversity to their portfolios by investing in a variety of companies, putting money in other investments besides stocks, and learning trading strategies for up, down, and sideways markets. Now you know some of the basics about investing in stocks, but that's just the beginning.
Now you've gone over your notes. You have your notes all about investing in stocks. You see the benefits of investing in stocks. And now let's move on to going into Yahoo Finance and starting or creating a portfolio in Yahoo Finance. The first thing you do is to go into yahoo.com. You need to sign in. Now I'm going to use my Yahoo account I set up for this purpose. Once you sign in, you are going to see these options at the top where it says Mail, COVID-19, News, Finance, Sports. We need Finance. So click on Finance. And another list of items will appear. Finance Home, Watch List, Portfolio, My Portfolio, Screeners, and so on. We want My Portfolio. So if we click on that, now your screen will look different than mine because I've already started. I've already created portfolios. So what you want to do is move your mouse pointer to the right hand side right here where it says Create Portfolio. You may also get that option under My Portfolio. But Create Portfolio, you're going to click on it. The Create Portfolio dialog box will appear, and then you have to fill in this field with the name. So let's choose a name, whatever name you want for your stocks. So I'll do stock holdings. And you want to keep it in US dollars, and then I need you to click Submit. Now I'll stop right here to just go over the screen. Make sure yours is similar to mine. Down the bottom here where it says My Portfolios, Stock Holdings, these are the stocks that you are going to look at and monitor as if you had the money yourself. So we are going to, so let's look at this screen. This is the screen that appears under My Portfolios, Stock Holdings. It's going to be a list of stocks that you want to invest in. So down the bottom, you have Summary, My Holdings, Fundamentals, and Create New View. We have Add Symbol, Reorder, and then in the middle here, we have Add Symbol. It tells us right now your list is empty. We need to add symbols. Now you're saying, what are symbols? Symbols are a unique ID of companies. So if I go on to Google and I do a search for stocks to watch in 2021, go on one of the sites, choose one. I'm going to choose this one. It tells me the 21 best stocks to buy for 2021. And I'm going to scroll down and let's go to the first company. And the first company is PayPal Holdings. So that's the first company. And PayPal, as we go further down here, it lists the symbol that they want you to type in. So it says PayPal Holdings, PYPLE. This is the symbol here. Notice if I click on it, it will take me to another page. So let's see that. This tells me how the stock is doing today. At 11 a.m., the stocks were down, but 11:30, you see it rose to a higher price. 12 o'clock, it was a higher price, but it's going back down at 1. So in the middle of the day, it went to a higher price. It started at $264. No, that's where it is right now. It started at $259.27 if you look over here on the right-hand side. And then it will tell you right now it is at $264.09. So the symbol that we want is PYPL. So let's go back to my stocks. And we're right here where it says add symbol. I could do it here, or I can do it right here on the left-hand side. So let's click it in the middle, add symbol. I'm going to put PYPL. And notice how it will come here. What I want to do is select the stock only if it is NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ. So NASDAQ and NYSE are the two stock exchanges that we want to accept. So let's click on PayPal. You will see that PayPal will appear. The symbol right here, it's the unique identification of that company. And the company we see here is PayPal Holdings, Inc. The last price was $264.66. The change, percentage change, currency, it gives you all information on this stock for today. Now we want to add another symbol in here. So we go to add symbol. But before that, I want to show you something. If I know the company name, I can type PayPal. So I'm writing PayPal in here, and you notice it comes up PYPL. So let's try a company this way. So let's type in Nike. So I have to first go to add symbol, type in Nike. Notice Nike will appear. Remember, we are selecting NYSE or NASDAQ. So let's select this. Nike will appear. Notice if I rest my mouse pointer over the symbol, they either call it a symbol or a ticker. So a mouse pointer over the symbol, the name of the company will appear. It will show you the last price, the change. It will show you the currency, the market time, the volume. So let's try another company. Add symbol. Let's type in Tesla. Tesla's right here. It's under NASDAQ. I click on that. Tesla will appear at the top of the screen. And let's continue on. I'm going to try Zoom. Now, these are companies that are on the stock market. Not all companies have issued stocks or gone public and put their stocks on the stock market. So let's click on NASDAQ because we know that Zoom. Another company, Facebook. This is under NASDAQ, so we know we can select that. Amazon. So many people are ordering off of Amazon. Let's see how much their shares cost. So one share of NASDAQ is $3,346.92. And let's try one more. A lot of you have Apple phones. So let's do Apple. NASDAQ. So right now we have a number of stocks. The other way you can do it, as I mentioned earlier, you can do a search online. And if you have a website that lists stocks, you can use that stock. So here's one for Castle Biosciences. Let's look for their symbol, and we have it right here, CSTL. And to check it, if you want to know if that is the symbol, click on CSTL. It will go into the screen of letting you know how the stock is doing today. This chart shows you how the stock is doing today. It started high by the looks of it. It went down, but now it looks like it's going back up. CSTL. So I go back to my stock holdings and I type in CSTL. It is in NASDAQ, as you see right here. I click on it, and now the CSTL Castle Biosciences Inc. will appear. So this is the first step. So if you've done this, well done. Look at the information here. Those stocks that have changed in a positive direction, you will see them in green. Those that are losing at the present moment are in red. But keep in mind, things may happen during the day where your stocks may start gaining. So here for Tesla, so far for today, it's $5. Amazon, $11 up, $11 up. So what I want to do, the next thing I need to do is I need to click on my holdings. So let's click on my holdings and see what happens. So now this is in this screen. Let me scroll up a little bit. In this screen, I want to add the number of shares I want to purchase. So if you click to select the trade date, I'm going to say if it's today, I want to trade. So I'm going to do the 21st, but if it's a different date, you can do that. But I'm going to do the 21st, which is today. Let's say I want 10 shares. I'm going to type in 10. Now the cost per share, I have to look over here under CSTL, and I want to type in the cost of it, 62.88. And notice that all of the information will change. So we have a day's gain, we have a total gain, a market value. So right now you're not going to see any gain. So what I want to do is click on the down arrow and close that out and then continue this process. How many Apple stocks I want to get? I'm going on the 21st. Today the stock is 133.09. It just changed, but I'm going to do 133.09. Actually, I'm sorry, I put it in the wrong spot. 133.09 is the price, cost of the shares, but I want to do like 10 shares. And if I do that, you will see how things change. I want to close that out to just give me screen space. And I continue this process. I choose today as the trade date. I want 5 Amazon shares. The cost of it is $3,346.42. I close that out and I'm just going to continue that. For Facebook, I want today's date. Shares, I want, you can either use the arrow if you want also, 7. This is 299.89 is the cost. Then I continue with Zoom. Put today's date in, number of shares, cost, 321. For Tesla, today's date, the number of shares, cost is $723.93. Nike, just do it. So we are going to do that. We are just going to do this because we know we can. Now, as I'm doing this, you are not really buying these stocks. You are just using it as a trial, as a simulation where you can see how this works. But when you start working and you start making all those millions of dollars, you can start letting your money work for you and let the stock market work for you. At this time, click on Summary and it will show you the value of your portfolio. And the value of the portfolio we see here, $39,990.46. The day's gain is showing and the total gain is showing. We have a list of our stocks at the bottom here. Now this view you may like, but I'm going to create a new view by clicking on Create New View. And I'm going to select a few things that I want to see. So let's say symbol. I want the symbol. I want the last price. I want the change. I also want the percentage change. Now, when we have stocks, we want to know how much or the possibility of the amount of dividends we would receive. So here, right here, it says forward annual dividend yield. This tells me how much they're expecting to pay out to those who own the stocks. And trailing annual dividend yield tells me how much was paid last year. I'm scrolling down now under portfolio, and I want to know how many shares. I want to know the cost that I paid per share. I want to know what the market value is. Going to the next line, I want to know what's the total change from when I purchased this stock. I want to also know the total change percentage, what the change is for today, and I think that should be great. And then I click on save, and when I click on save, my portfolio will change on the other side. So notice now I have the symbol, the last price, change, percentage change, forward annual dividend yield, trailing dividend yield, the amount of shares, the cost per share, what I purchased the shares, the price that I purchased the shares, the market value, total change percentage, and what change it is today. Now this is my portfolio. This is what I'm requiring you to do. And notice you see some change already as I'm doing these instructions. It went from 39,000, now it's going up to 40,000. So it looks like Mr. Fogo has chosen some great shares. Now this is your introduction to opening a stock portfolio in Yahoo Finance. So when you come out of this, you will still see your portfolio right here. Now you can open some more portfolios. If you go under my portfolio, you will see the portfolios that you have listed there. So this is what I want you to do. You can look at it every day. You can see how your stocks are doing. And I hope that you enjoy watching your money work for you. Now we are back from opening a portfolio in Yahoo Finance. You can also go on Yahoo, search for how to set up a Yahoo Finance portfolio. You can use this video as I've done, and you can do this on your own. Do enjoy investing with stocks.